Hello friends, I've got something a little bit different for you today. Instead of looking at the garden, we're going to be tasting things from the garden. So today is a summary of everything that I've been eating in the month of July. So if you aren't interested in listening to me saying, and describing the food that I'm eating, just don't watch this video. But if you're interested in hearing how I think this food is turning out, then be sure to stay tuned. Alright, let's give some of these tomatoes a try. Here's the first big one that came. And this is big for me. I really don't like tomatoes of a greater size. Let's cut it open, take a look. Oh yeah, that's real nice. A little bit of burning on the bottom, so you can see there. Still is going to taste just fine. Not bad. So the texture is a little bit thick, I'll admit. The meat's not too soft either. Now these aren't supposed to grow much bigger. If this was supposed to be maybe 30% larger, I would say this was underripe. But to be honest, it's just a really firm tomato. The flavor is good. It's mild, very unoffensive, and it's not mealy by any means. It's just a tough texture. How about one of these cherry tomatoes now? These are real good. Add some cherry and little grape tomatoes. I love the insides of these. Look at them. They're like a green and yellow seeded smiley face. And these, perfect. I mean, they're so sweet. They're a different variety than this kind of cherry tomato. Pull that over to the side. Take a look. You can see this one's not just a juvenile. It is actually a different kind of tomato. Okay, so we have here, this one is much sweeter, and this one almost tastes nutty, and it's not because it's underripe. It's just a nuttier flavor. This is very sweet. In the future, I would probably grow more of these. These ones are from that Goldilocks tomato plant, and they look really cool. And they taste all right, don't get me wrong. When paired with something else, I'm sure they'll be delicious. But in and of themselves, if I were to eat them just alone, this sweet cherry tomato is the bee's knees. For short-term storage, I just put my fresh tomatoes inside an old jar. In this case, it's an old lingonberry jam jar, and I'll eat them as I go. Here are some of the snap peas from earlier today. These are just delectable. I like to take them and just eat them like they are. As you can hear, nice and crunchy. And they are sweet. They don't have much of a texture. You know, when you chew them for a while, that fiber stays in there and the pea kind of dissolves. But they are good. And then what you're swallowing ultimately feels like the shell that's not fully decomposed. Let's take a look at the inside. One of these. I really don't need a knife to do this. You can see, in case you wanted to shell the peas, do anything with them. Nice. What the insides of these look like. And of course, if you didn't like the fibrous outside, you could just shell all the peas and have them like that. I'll admit, these aren't the sweet part. It's the shell that's the sweet part. This is the substance. They're good. They're, I'd say about 3 times the size of a BB pellet. Real tasty. Okay, this was my first harvest of beans this season, and the first ones to come were the purple beans. So I cut off the ends of them, and then I boiled them just to, cook them a little bit. And look at this. The color changes. So when boiling, they lose that purple color and they become green beans. I was shocked. Isn't that exciting? All right, now that these have been washed, let's give them a try. A little flaccid, I probably should have steamed them. I wonder if I would have steamed them if they would have maintained that purple color. Let's find out. Well, actually, you can peel this one right apart and you can see the beans, little ones on the inside, in case you were seed saving in the future. Oh, they're fantastic. Oh, So beans are one of my favorite vegetables in the summer. I love that you get a ton of them, and they're so filling. They're just good. Perfect consistency, like a medium density. I can tell what I'm eating is a purple bean, just based off of the size. This was a green bean, a legitimate green bean. You can tell because this one is spherical. Here, can you see how this purple bean is kind of flat in comparison? So let's try one of the green beans. Yeah, tastes like a green bean. In fact, they taste very similar, but the green bean has kind of a hairy texture on the outside. You can feel it's got a rigid, vibrant surface. Good. So this is half of a zucchini, and I just kind of let it crust over on the outside. Now it's much better looking on the inside. As you can see, that's just gorgeous. Nice and firm. I've had probably 8 zucchini so far this year, and it's just the end of July, which is flabbergasting. But what I do with my zucchini is either I chop it up and I make it into, small bits of zucchini for zucchini bread, or sometimes I cut them up into small pieces like this, and I'll throw them into a salad. They're very good. They're a little bit firm, so here, take a look. Yeah, not bad. Good, nice and white on the inside, a little bit of yellow rind. And they're good. So it's firm but soft. So kind of like an M&M. They melt in your mouth, but not in your hands. Good too. A real mild flavor. So they're great on salad because they really soak up that balsamic vinaigrette or whatever else you're putting on top of it. Yeah. Now it's time to test out a little cucumber. Wash this guy. So the way I like to eat my cucumbers is I slice them into thin pieces and I add a little bit of salt on top of them. My buddy Casey taught me that trick about this time last year. So first off, just look at the inside. Wonderful. When they're a small, thin diameter like this is maybe 1.5 inches in diameter, you don't have a lot of seeds. I mean, you have enough. You can sort of see, oh, that focus is horrible. You can sort of see that there's plenty of seeds on the inside there, but they're real thin. You just bite right through them. They don't like hurt your teeth. In and of themselves, very good. Let me get some salt. Salt on there. By a little bit, I mean, a generous portion, because let's not kid ourselves. I love salt and I love butter. I am German after all. So let's give it a shot. Oh yeah. That's the ticket. Oh, camera down. Really very good. I bet if I were exposed to these as a snack as a child, I would have loved them. I would have eaten them like chips. Because they're thin and they're salty. If you have to have salt on something, there should be salt on a vegetable, not salt on a deep fried potato. I love potato chips too, but cucumber chips, terrific. If you haven't had them like this before, give it a shot. Trust me, you'll be happy. All right, here's that beautiful cauliflower that I showcased on Tuesday in my vlog. Just wash it up a little bit. Good enough. You can see it's a little bit yellow. It's not just the camera angle. If I rip off a small piece, you can see it's more white on the inside. Sorry, the lighting's not the best. That's because I didn't blanch it. I'm not too worried about not blanching it. The flavor should still be good. So let's give it a shot. Oh. Okay. This is delicious. So, as you can hear by my crunching, hear that? It's pretty firm. Not crunchy, but firm, and not rubbery either. Just firm. Oh, it's good. So it kind of tastes. It's got a hint, a slight hint of like popcorn, to be honest. Like that smell when you bake a bag of popcorn and you're about to go to the microwave to open it up just beforehand. Oh, it's good. And at the same time, it's kind of got a spicy flavor to it that I wasn't expecting. Almost as if this cauliflower were peppered. Of course, it hasn't been peppered. Maybe that's what happens when I don't blanch it. I know blanching makes it a little bit sweeter. I wouldn't describe it as bitter. Oh, it's fantastic. This would be great paired with like a ranch dip. Or, if you're like me and you just like raw vegetables, it's great alone. Hummus. Man, I need some hummus. That would be perfect with this. Very good. Yeah, so I highly recommend growing your own cauliflower. This wasn't as big as I expected. You know, take this curd right here. It's just about 6 inches. And I probably should have let it grow for another 2 weeks, but I was afraid of it getting too big and becoming mealy. I'm very satisfied with it. Good stuff. Okay, you know those things you see on Facebook that are called Tasty, and they show you what you're cooking, and they do a whole thing of cooking in like 30 seconds, and then the end product looks fantastic? Well, I followed a German version of that, and so these are Blumenkohlpuffer, and they are going to be delicious when all is said and done. So it's cauliflower puffs, and I'll post a link in the description below to the video, and you can follow it for yourself, and this is going to be my take on it. So, like magic, presto changeo, to this. Oh, look at that. So this is cauliflower and garlic and chive and flour and egg, and it is going to be delicious. They're very hot. They just came off the oven. So, interesting. So hot. I added a lot of garlic. I love garlic. These would be good. I'm gonna refrigerate them for a while. These would be great with sour cream. Oh, that'd be fantastic. Or you know what? Hummus. Hummus would be good too. So, just because it's a vegetable doesn't mean you can't have fun with it. And that's that. So I was inspired to do this kind of a video today because of my friend Jim, the Midwest Gardener. He's got a playlist at this moment of 56 different videos, and they're all about tomatoes, and they're fantastic. And he picks them and he cuts them open, and you see the inside of the tomatoes, and then he eats them and he tells you how you think they taste. And I just like watching them because I'm turning into a little bit of a vegetable foodie, and maybe you are too. So if you like Jim, be sure to check out that playlist that I had in the card just a second ago. And thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I'm the Midwest Man Mountain. Thank you for subscribing, and until next time, bye.